What was really significant and what I remember about those days was that we all left our agendas at the door. We came in with a unified agenda of wanting to create a better system for these kids and wanting to help these kids. We didn't know how to do that, so we started talking about what each of us did and how we might be able to work together and create really a seamless system that helped these kids change their lives, move forward, and find the help that they needed.
The U.S. Attorney's Office, together with federal and state and local law enforcement here in Rhode Island, realized that we had a human trafficking problem. It was something that we needed to come up with a mechanism or a methodology to address, and we decided that that could not simply be arresting our way out of the problem, that we had to also build into any potential solution a component that would deal with the people being trafficked, who we considered to be victims and not targets of our criminal investigation. And that's where Day One came in.
It was kind of my first involvement with this, and it's kind of, who do you talk to? Who do you talk to? Well, Day One. Go to Day One. Day One knows.
In all different parts of society, law enforcement, medicine, psychiatry, different community agencies, DCYF, we started to see kids who were trading sex, selling sex, presenting in our emergency departments, on police raids, and realized, actually really through the leadership of Day One, that we needed to come together, to work together and deal with this problem that was really affecting kids and families.
2010 was a watershed moment for the police department. We were able to investigate the first human trafficking case under the new law, successfully prosecuted it, but we still needed more. There were still some cracks in the system, and Day One recognized that.
The great thing about the protocols is that they're a pretty simple checklist.
I think that's a huge component, that everybody's on the same sheet of music.
The response protocol is this: you have a kid who comes, you have a kid who is found in a car, who there's lots of suspicion, who might even admit that this is what's happening. What does that officer do? So this response protocol informs him, okay, there's going to be someone at the hospital who will know what to do. Who will call, who will communicate with DCYF, who will be able to see that child, determine if that child needs to be admitted, determine what kind of advocacy that child needs, like to connect all of the pieces in that first day, in that first few hours.
For many years, successful police work kind of was an equation: arrest, prosecution, conviction. And that's how, if you had a case that went along that way, it was considered successful. We've redefined success with these types of cases, and Day One and the multidisciplinary team been a big part of that. Now just helping a young girl, predominantly young girls, helping a young girl get out of that life, that's successful.
You really feel bad for these children, but on the other hand, you're sitting in there with all these groups, all these people, all these smart people, 20 people that are just talking about that one child. How do we get this child help?
I would imagine that other members of the task force look at certain kids and are a bit in awe of them, like they know what they've been through and they know what they're doing. Not everybody knows that. They're at community colleges and they are really trying to make it. So being part of this, you get to do that too. So while it's incredibly sad, I get to see that, right?
There are situations where victims are rescued from a human trafficking situation, and then we later find out that they've gone back to that lifestyle. The best protection against that is a holistic approach to the situation, which is what the protocol does.
It was Day One who said, we need to do this, and they did it.
Day One is kind of the mother bear of this whole thing. They kind of keep everything tight. They make sure, and they're not afraid. If they feel that a kid may be starting to slip through the cracks, they'll call you.
We've become more cognizant and understanding and caring of victims. It's made us a better police department for doing that.
I am so proud of everyone who's been involved in this process. We are not only saving lives, but helping kids change lives. Thank you, Rhode Island Foundation and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Rhode Island for acknowledging this collaboration. By doing so, you have become part of the solution.